One of the themes that came up in this morning's discussion was that a lot of the people building wealth in South Africa, they're doing it on the entrepreneurial route, coming from no wealth whatsoever, coming from a township background or coming from a relatively deprived background. And one of the motivations, and you discussed that yourself, was that you want to rise above. You want to rise above your beginnings. Yeah. Talk about that for you and how you're sort of sharing this experience with others.
I actually would love to, I don't know how one will ever get it, I'd love to see the data on it because I'm very respectful of the two journeys. The one journey is the corporate journey, to work yourself through the corporate journey to the top and actually create spectacular wealth in that stream. And then the other one is the lonely little road of entrepreneurship. Poverty is a driver. It's a very powerful driver. Just like fear is a very powerful driver. So fear of failure is actually a powerful driver. So my entrepreneurial journey, I would have thought was at outset was driven by the need to create my own capital, which I didn't have in my household. What was interesting is it drove me from the age of 11 to 38, which is 27 years, and then I still didn't have money. So the idea of the yacht at 50, I wouldn't be able to afford a rubber duck the way I was going. So I think the insight for me was that the sort of strive for money without something greater, for me personally, because I know there's a lot of people that make money maybe just chasing money, can work. But for me, what worked better was finding a greater purpose in service of others. And once I went on that direction, it seemed money easier flowed into my life.
So there was a change at some point where you saw money as something that you own, that you possess. It must be a big number for you to feel good about yourself. But something changed, and then you realized that wealth creation actually has a broader significance and 100%. Must affect other people.
100%. And then that shift for me was finding purpose to my life, which is a very interesting insight because before that I was living from weekend to weekend. I had no strategy, I had no plan, I didn't have let alone a 3 or 5 year plan. There was just no plan. I was just doing what I loved, hoping that my efforts will pay off, and it wasn't. But once I found purpose, I wrote a 25-year plan. I remember 2007 towards 2032, and every single thing has happened since then according to that plan which I wrote in 2007. So I think the purpose gave me a bigger vision, bigger plan. And then the realization that wealth fundamentally is linked to my health. So I went and I lost 20 kilograms of body weight. It's fundamentally linked to my spiritual well-being, the inner voice. I mean, I spoke to an executive yesterday that told me he constantly speaks negatively in his own mind. And it's like an absurd thought. I haven't spoken a negative word to myself for a decade now. And I changed my eating habits, which is a form of wealth. My relationship with my wife, we had a child born into our relationship, which is a massive wealth. I mean, that's worth billions. So I'm a billionaire as I sit here, factually. Not on rand value, and all the other things. So suddenly I had this insight that wealth is so much broader than just money, but that money is truly noble because it plays a role in every single one of them. So in every aspect, yes, I can develop my spirituality without money, but with money I can maybe develop it quicker because I can afford to go to a very expensive workshop in Toronto in Canada, as an example. So I also started seeing the nobility of money.